the end of May, I got a call from Joyce, and she had bought a ticket for me to go to Argentina and go to Harvest International Mission down there. And I had already quit working for Feed My Sheep, and so I thought it was pretty cool that I got to go anyway. And but I didn't know if I should, because I just had surgery and I didn't have a job, and what if. But everybody around here at church was so encouraging that you got to go, you got this mission to go on, that I just went. And it was for 2 weeks, and it was through Harvest International, which is Ed Savoso's group, and he wrote that no man should perish, that none should perish, prayer evangelism, and women, God's secret weapon. And so it was 10 days, Buenos Aires, Adrogué, and Zarate of prayer evangelism and spiritual warfare studies. And it's kind of like going home, because I got saved through Feed My Sheep in 2001. And Joyce got the vision of Feed My Sheep from going to Argentina. And that's because Ed Savoso had the vision of using Luke 10 to do total prayer evangelism. So it's kind of like going home. And it was really great to be there. But the cool thing, or the really good thing about spiritual warfare, is that in order to be able to do it, you have to be in the presence of the Lord. So we spent the first couple of days just getting in the presence of the Lord, which means that we did prayer and worship 2 or 3 times a day. And we were at a church called Christ for All in Adrogué, and they did at night a special a tunnel of blessings for us. During that time, I was really praying to feel the presence of the Lord. I got saved in 2001, and I have to admit that for the last 7 years, I've probably lived in religion, and religion is way better than living in sin, but it still isn't living in the presence of the Lord. And I was just praying and praying to get the presence of the Lord. One of the assistant pastors told Joyce through an interpreter that he wanted to pray for my back. And he saw something in there, and he wanted to pray for my back and my neck, actually. And when we got together for him to pray through an interpreter, he didn't pray for, well, first of all, he didn't know that I'd been hit by a car when I was 26 years old while I was walking, and probably caused a lot of the problems that I have. And when he started praying for my back, he didn't pray for healing. He prayed for me to forgive the person that hit me with their car. And as he was praying, I could feel the Lord's pressure coming down on my back. And when this band of unforgiveness got broken, I felt God's touch on my back, and I got healed. Now, backtrack a little bit. I'd had my hips replaced, or one hip in March, and the doctors at Kaiser told me to quit Feed My Sheep and to quit working and to apply for Social Security, because they said, you can get a new back, but you will never get, you can get new hips, but you'll never get a new back or a new neck, and you're so messed up, you can't go back to work. But I didn't know that God could heal everything. I didn't know that God could take a back that the doctor said would never, move again with ease, and could heal it. But I felt God's hand on my back. It was like light. It was incredible. And at that moment, my life changed. I knew everything changed. Everything changed in my life in one moment. That I knew when I got home I had to turn off cable, and that I'd only listen to worship music. The stuff that we hear here all the time, but until you feel the presence of the Lord, you don't know. I didn't know. Yeah, we started, so that was just getting in the presence of the Lord. That's like the first couple of days. And then we started having teachings on spiritual warfare, because when you go out to evangelize, that's actually spiritual warfare, because you want to put yourself in a territorial position where you're next to the sinner and you want to stand in the gap for them. My goal, I see that Maui is just so hurt right now, that there's so much anger in our neighborhoods, that there is so much drama, there's so much pain, all over our neighborhoods. And so the first thing that we need to do is to go out and to heal the land by just prayer walking it. But in order to do it, you just got to be in the presence of the Lord. For me, that takes praise and worship. And so how much fun is that, to be able to go, and that what we have to do is be joyful. I mean, what a great system. Don't you agree? Yeah. So, how could it be better? So, I forgot to say that after my back got healed, I went horseback riding in Argentina. I never thought I'd horseback ride again, but I went horseback riding, by the way. Sin hurting the land, standing in the gap with the people that